welcome to the podcast. I have a little bit of a different style for you today. I interviewed two people on the same topic. I interviewed Daniela from the Netherlands and Kimberly from Texas. They were not interviewed at the same time, so we have two kind of mini episodes within the episode today. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And so we're going to start with Daniela. And the topic of today's podcast is horse and dog trail activities. So enjoy the show. All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Jackie Tinker with the Instinctive Australian Shepherd. And I have a really special guest today, as usual. Her name is Daniela, and she's from the Netherlands. And she does a really cool thing with her dog called Horse and Trail. And it's really big in Europe, from my understanding. We're just starting it here in the US. And so I thought it was really important to get this information out there. And it's something really fun you can do with your Aussie. And so, Daniela, why don't you talk to me about how you got into the sport and maybe like how you got your Aussie and just start introducing yourself.
Yes, my name is Danielle Beumkes, and I got my Aussie from 2001. I bought the Aussie by the owner of the stable where my horse was at that time. So it's a really clear breed.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Netherlands, you got some agility working, but I don't like it. And I want to work with my Aussie and the horse together. So that's why I get to meet Jamie. And that's how we started the horse and dog trail.
Nice. So what's your Aussie's name?
Tony.
Tony. That's cute. I like
Typical
that.
Dutch name.
I love it. And what's your horse's name?
Lena.
Lena. That's a good
Yes.
name. That's a big name for the Western horses here in the US. So
Yes, it's also American quarter horse, so
yeah.
supposed to
From
be a little bit.
all the Dacolina and all those guys, right?
Yes.
And so she's a quarter horse.
Yes.
Do you do anything else with your horse, like cutting or trail or anything?
Normally I ride reining.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes, and this is a good, how do you say, switch
Mm-hmm.
for the walking.
So, what kind of stuff do you want? Can you kind of explain what you guys do in a horse and trail competition?
Yes, so what we do is send our dogs out for a trail ride. Yes, it's in the Netherlands, it's inside because we are a little country.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a little jump for the dog, a little walk over or jog over for the horse. So you have to train your horse and your dog both together. We keep the dog in the right side of the horse.
Okay.
And so we are going to the whole pattern.
So it like in obedience here, we keep our dogs on the left side, so it's the opposite. Do you have to keep them on the right side, or does it matter?
No, it's something I do because I ride on my left hand. So that's why I got Tony on my right side.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And I was watching some videos. You guys go through gates, and so you kind of put the dog in a down, and then the dog has to kind of stay. Do you teach them to, like, I saw a video where there were cones, and the dog went to the cones to lay down. Is that something you teach them to do, or?
Yeah, we teach them a lot of to wait.
Mm-hmm.
So we can teach we can send him from a couple of miles farther. Yeah, we say meters.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can go by the fence by ourselves, and then the horse come next to him. That's a couple of things we do.
Awesome. So do you train always on horseback, or do you do training on foot too for the dog?
We train on foot also because I live in Amsterdam, so my horse is not in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So I train a lot on the foot.
Oh, okay. So you do a lot of training at home, and then you go and work together on the classes.
Yes.
Okay.
Once a week or once or 2 weeks, the dog's going to the horse, and then we train together. And a couple of, I think 3-4 times a week, I train with the dog in the play yards for the children.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of jumps and hiding and that stuff.
Cool. That's a good idea, actually. Get them used to all kinds of different environments.
Yes, that's how I train.
Yeah. So, are there different levels when you're competing? Are there different levels of competition?
Yeah, we got amateur, the novice amateur, then the open.
Oh, okay. So, what level are you at?
I am the amateur.
Oh, okay. So does the dog always stay off leash or do they go on leash for lower levels?
On the shows, he's off leash.
Off leash all the time? Okay.
Yes, we start on leash because we are walking there with a couple of dogs and horses,
Hmm.
so it's have to be safe. And when we start the pattern, we put the dog off leash.
Okay, good. So if somebody were interested in doing this, what would you recommend they start with?
Training on foot,
Yeah.
because the dog has to be really working on your voice, and you have to really know how your dog is reacting at assignments you give him.
Oh, okay, yeah. The commands and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yes.
comments.
Okay. And you were saying a few meters apart. How many meters of distance do you usually go? What's the farthest?
The farthest I train is 10 till 20 meters.
Oh, that's pretty
That's
good.
without the horse.
Hmm.
And with the horse, I train for 10 meters.
Okay.
So you have to lay down and I can circle around in a jog or in a lope.
Okay. So at the higher levels, does the horse have to jump ever?
No, not really high.
No.
It's they have to really lift their feet, but it's not a jump.
So, when they're judged, is it kind of judged like the trail courses on horseback, or what are you judged on? What are they looking for?
They are judge the trail of your horse and how the dog listens to you.
Mhm.
So the better the dog listen to you, stays in the place on your on your side. That's how they judge.
Okay. So, how often do you get to compete?
A couple of years, I think. Always the Dutch Championship we do
Mhm.
together, and three or four little shows.
Okay. Do you ever go outside the Netherlands to compete? I don't know how it is over there.
Not yet.
Not
It's
yet.
not that
Okay.
big enough.
No. I saw some videos today that there were some in Germany, I believe. Is that the other area where it's kind of big?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Yeah, I was just looking at different YouTube videos trying to find some more information out so I could ask you good questions. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think the hardest thing is? What's the most difficult thing?
You're working together with your horse and your dog.
Hmm.
Because I train my horse of my dog also with hand signs.
Hmm.
And when on my horse, I don't really remember. I give the signs with my hand. So when I say come over, I put my fingers to my hand.
Hmm.
And on the horse, I don't recognize it.
Oh, yeah. So the dog it's a very different perspective for the dog.
Yes.
I just started riding about a year ago and I do herding with my dogs and trying to do herding on horseback is very confusing to the dog because they're like, "What are you doing? This is not what we normally do."
Yeah. So I had at the judge championship, I had side pass with Lena, and Tony was laying down, and I was looking for the side pass. So I looked back and I removed my hand. So Tony thought, oh, it's my sign to come over. So
Uh-huh.
he didn't have to come over.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's going from not riding to riding because I'm new at it. There is a lot to riding. People think you just get
Yeah.
on the horse and it all looks because the good riders are very quiet and you don't see everything, but oh my goodness,
Yeah.
there's so much to riding. It's so hard. It's
Yeah,
awesome,
because
but it's hard.
yeah, it's really hard because my horse also trained pretty well. So every movement I do on my horse, she will react.
Hmm.
So every movement I make for the dog is also reacting for my horse.
Uh-huh.
So that's a working together really hard moment.
Yeah, it is hard. I think it's kind of interesting because if you're really good at one thing, like the dog training, and you move to something new like the horse, it's just a whole new learning experience. But it's good for us, right? It's good
Yeah,
to start over and do hard things, right?
yes. Yeah,
Do
you
you
get
com
smarter and easier about everything. But I was better in training the horse than training the dog, but now it's gonna switch.
Yeah. So for me, it's the opposite. I'm good with the dog, but the horse is all new. So, and there's so much more than you think about it. My trainer will say, put your heels down, look forward, don't move your hands. And you're like, that's too many things at one time.
Yeah,
Watch
and
your
that's
leg, do all the things.
Yeah, and when there's a dog beside, you have to watch the horse is not on the dog. Is your dog on the right place? And yeah, it's a lot of thinking
Uh,
hard for both of three.
yes. And I'm working with a young dog who's 2, and she still thinks she should bite the horse's heels
Snap,
every now
yeah,
and then. And so I have to keep an eye on her, like, where is she? Where did she go? So anyway,
yeah,
it's just a lot to go on with. So it's fun though. I mean, it's kind of cool because if you love dogs and you love horses, it's really cool to be able to do something with all three of you together.
yeah. It is.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out?
Most of it having fun.
Hmm.
Know what your can do and the possibilities of your horse. So that's the and together have fun.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to smile a lot because everything is going wrong. When you start, everything is going wrong. So if you don't smile, it's gonna be worse.
You have to have a good sense of humor about it because, yeah, you're right. I just laugh because I think I'm the weakest link in the whole team right now.
That's the first thing at all. People are the weakest thing. The
Yeah.
animals will walk and will do their job, and we are always overthinking. So
Yes.
you have to laugh about it.
Uh-huh. I would agree on that. Cool. So is Tony your only Australian Shepherd?
Yes, he's the only one I have.
Is it like the only one you've ever had, or have you had Aussies
Yeah,
before?
it's my first dog.
Oh, your
So
first dog in general. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah,
That's really neat. I got the pictures that you sent, so I'll put them up on the site so everybody can see you and your dog together. Some really neat pictures of you guys going over jumps and stuff like that. It was really cool.
yeah. It is really a cool sport.
Do you think he likes it?
Yeah, he really likes it because he barks a lot.
Uh-huh.
When we're gonna work with the horse, he start barking and watching me all the moments.
Oh yeah. They love going with us everywhere, especially if they can go
Yes,
do like animal things, things that are very natural and instinctive to them.
yeah,
They love that. That is so cool.
yes.
Anything else you want to share with us on this or advice or wisdom?
No, I think we have to promote the horse and dog trail. It's really fun to work together.
Yeah, I agree. We're starting it over here. There's a group of ladies that are starting it in Texas. And so we haven't started competitions yet or anything. They're putting on clinics and training events to try and get people involved in it and sharing it. So that's exciting here. So
Yeah, it's a really good start.
yeah, I'm going to my first clinic in October. So we'll see
Oh,
how
it's
that
really
goes.
nice. Don't forget to have fun.
Oh, it will. It's always fun, right? Because why would
Yeah,
we do this? It's too expensive to not have fun. That's my
yeah,
theory.
exactly.
I really appreciate you spending your time with me today and talking about this. And I'll like put your pictures up and let you know when this podcast goes live, but I really appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. It's fun to do.
All right, so that is the end of the interview with Daniela from the Netherlands. I hope you really enjoyed listening to that as much as I did talking to her, and I really appreciate her for coming on the show with us. Now we're going to start the episode with Kimberly. Kimberly Watson is from Texas, and she is one of the U.S. founders of the Horse and Dog Trail program. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about the actual program. Kimberly does not run an Aussie, but she'll talk to you more about the program and how it's working and how to get involved here in the United States. So enjoy the episode. Okay, everybody, this is Jackie Tinker with the Instinctive Australian Shepherd back again. Today, my guest is Kimberly Watson, and Kimberly and I are going to be talking to you about the Horse and Dog Trail program, which is something that's new here in the US. It's been going on in Europe for, we're not exactly sure how long it's been going on there. And I interviewed a participant from the Netherlands, Danielle, who has an Aussie that's competing in horse and dog trail over there. So, welcome to the show, Kimberly. I appreciate you coming on and helping us out.
Thank you. We look
Excellent.
forward to seeing everybody compete one day.
I know, and Aussies. There's several Aussie people that are starting to think about competing, so that is exciting. I'm in the boat of I have been competing with Aussies in a lot of different herding trials and other things, and now I'm going to be starting to do some of this horse and dog stuff together. So I started training my 2-year-old dog Bliss, and she's really loves it. She loves it so much. So she loves running with the horse. We just have to try and keep her from biting the heels every now and then.
Yes. Yes. I've got a young border collie that I would like to make into a horse and dog trail dog, but I have to convince him that he doesn't have to swing from the horse's nose.
Yes. Yes. Trying to herd the horse every now and then is the natural instinct when things get exciting. So we're working on that. She's doing pretty good. Um, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about, why don't you explain the horse and dog program and what got you into starting it? Because you're one of the founders or starters of it in the US.
Yes. Actually, I saw a video of a competition in the Netherlands, and I was really excited to see that they would combine the trail course, the AQHA trail course that I was already competing in with my horses. And I thought, well, I do obedience dogs and I do horses, but I never have done them together. And I thought, that is great. I want to go to one of these competitions. And I started looking, and there were none. And I contacted Jamie Kaiser, that is the Netherlands champion, and I sent her a message on Facebook, and I said, I would really like to know, who can I contact in the United States? And she said, as far as I know, it's not being done there, but we've been doing it in Europe since 2015. I thought, well, somebody's got to do it. So I was talking to my friends, and they said, well, if nobody else is doing it, why don't we do it? And I thought, oh, come on. We can't possibly do that, could we? And I was having an obstacle challenge at our ranch. So everyone that came through the gates for these 3 different buckle series shows, I would ask before they went in, do you have a dog? And they'd say, oh, yeah, I got a dog. I've got, my dog back at the horse trailer. And I'd say, do you ever ride and take your dog with you? Oh, yeah, out on the trail. So I think out of the 3 shows, we found one person that said they did not have a dog. So we were like, okay, that's our market survey for this. If everybody's got a dog with them and it's at their trailer, why don't we do something that they could actually train their dog and get their dog out with them? So we just decided to put it together ourselves.
Yeah.
And this has really been a trial and error process. We started having practices, and Jamie has been our mentor, guiding us through how to get it started. I said, I need some rules. So she sent me what she had, and I translated it to English. And then she sent me her judges' cards that she had from shows, and I translated them to English. And a lot of meetings later, we have come up with a really good judges' card and criteria for the shows. And I have to thank Dana Ingalls and Danielle McCarty. They're the ones that actually spent several weeks and watched every video they could find of every show in Europe. And they developed the cards, and I think it's going to work really well. We're going to have our first buckle series starting in October.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm really excited to watch how quickly you guys have done it. I met you early this spring at that working
Right.
equitation clinic, and we
Yep.
started talking, and I think you were just in the like, we're just thinking about getting started, and now
Yeah.
we're in August and you're already doing buckle series, and it's really exciting. So I'm excited to see this growing quickly, and horses and dogs go together. Everybody I went to one of your, I guess it was just a play day kind of thing where
Right.
you started
Right.
doing it, and it's kind of cool how it's kind of Western and casual, and everybody's like, yeah, I got my dog, and horse trainers can train dogs too, so.
Right. Yeah. As we've done this, we've seen the horse trainers that we know. Most of us are Mustang oriented because that's just where our heart is. And so a lot of the Mustang trainers are picking up because Bobby Kerr, I don't know if you know Bobby Kerr, he's a 5-time PRCA Entertainer of the Year. And Bobby was a Mustang trainer. And Bobby contacted me back, I guess it's been 10 years ago. And he wanted to know, did I have any Border Collie puppies? And I said, no, not at the time. I did not. And he found one. I forget who the breeder was he got his first pup from. And he started his rodeo act using this border collie. And now Bobby's actually in the end stages of cancer.
Mm.
And Bobby is still performing. He said, I don't know how long I'll have, but I'm going to perform until I'm gone. And now he has 4 dogs in his act and his Mustangs. And so a lot of the other trainers were inspired by Bobby
Mhm.
and had already started doing some dog training on the side. So this was a way to incorporate all of that into it. And it's so simplistic in its theory. They're using an AQHA trail pattern and just modify it and bring the dog into it along.
Yeah, it's cool. And we'll talk about like some of the things that I would like to talk about some of the things that actually happen in the course. So the AQHA pattern, there's several it's a trail one, a ranch one. I'm not sure which ones y'all are using for that
We're
pattern.
using the trail. We're
Okay.
using just the trail, the arena trail.
Okay. And then, so the dog has some obstacles and the horse has an obstacle. So some of the horse obstacles would be like bridges, serpentines, small jumps, like gates,
Gate,
right?
the gate, actually a heeling pattern, which just means that you're doing a pattern with your horse and your dog heels alongside while you either walk, trot, or lope, circle, stop, back up. But the dog is heeling along with you. The horse would do a bridge. A backing L is an obstacle that could be used along there. There might be a figure eight, might be a mailbox, or a serpentine and a low jump. Those are all things that you could do with the horse. And then we add in a minimum of 2, a maximum of 4 obstacles that the dog would do. And a dog obstacle, as we all know, our biggest obstacle with our dogs to start with in the very beginning of training is stop, stay,
Mhm.
and don't move.
Mhm.
Be where I place you until I give you another command. So the stay obstacles while the horse is doing theirs. So the dog is put on a stay, the horse performs the bridge, and then the dog is called back to heel again. Those kind of things for the dog. We also add jumps or a tunnel or an A frame or simply a pedestal where the dog would sit while the horse performs an obstacle. So, we incorporate obedience tasks for the dog. We're not looking for an obedience dog that's going to compete in obedience. We're looking for a ranch dog that will do what you tell him and wait until you tell him what to do next.
Yeah. Well, and with those herding dogs, which I think a lot of horse people, I mean, a lot of times I see herding dogs. Maybe it's just because that's my thing and I notice them, but a lot of horse people seem to have herding dogs, and that downstay business when a horse is trotting or moving is difficult for those dogs because they want to herd the horses or get
It
up and stop motion.
It is. And the nice thing is, we don't specify that it has to be a sit down or
Mhm.
stand. It is a stay command. And if it's easier for your dog to understand it by immediately dropping to a down, that's great. If he changes position during his waiting period, you get a half-point penalty. So you want a dog that stays in place. And if it's a young dog and it changes, it goes from a down to a sit or gets bored standing and it downs, that's okay. You only get knocked to half a point. But the ideal is that whatever the dog chooses to do, he remains in that for that task.
Yeah, it's cool. So, with your rules and stuff, are you guys going to be doing things like titles and keeping track of scores, or is it going to be more informal for a while?
I don't think we know yet. I
Okay.
think for right now, until we're just doing this first buckle series here in the Central Texas area. And once we start seeing the interest in putting other shows on,
Mhm.
I think that's where we're going to have to start keeping track.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask for expertise like yours to help us develop.
Oh, yeah. You found out that I'm doing that with my dog stuff, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting. So how many people do you think are going to be competing in this first buckle series that you've heard from?
Well, we've got about 15 that are interested in competing, and I'm sure there's a whole lot more that I don't know about.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know that our first clinic, we had 17.
Outstanding.
And so, yeah, if we can, well, like I say, it's in its infancy. So if I get 15 people first buckle series, I'll be thrilled
Yeah.
because that means those 15 people will go back and next time we'll have 45.
Right, because there's some of us who are not ready yet because of me riding and training dog and getting it all ready. So there are some people who are in that, oh, we're getting ready stage, but we're not ready
Right.
to compete stage. So
Exactly.
that's exciting. But your Facebook group, and y'all need to join the Facebook group if you're at all interested in this, is Horse and Dog Trail. I'll put the links in the podcast notes, but it's growing really fast. I've been watching it grow really, really fast. And so I think it's going
I
to catch on pretty quick.
Yeah, we have a lot of followers in California. Well, I had a list for a while that I kept, and there's 637 members of the Facebook
Mhm.
page right now. And I've been asked to do a clinic in South Carolina,
Cool.
one in California, one in Oregon, and we're just trying to get the word out.
Mhm.
We live in horse country here. If
Mhm.
we can't make a go here, we can't anywhere.
I would
So,
agree with that. I would agree with
yeah,
that. So let's go back to the competition a little bit. Are there levels of like riders, dogs, like a beginning, intermediate, that kind of thing?
yes, there are 4 levels. There is an L1, that is the beginner level. And that at that level, you are a dog and horse, and the dog is on lead.
Hmm.
And that one, we don't do any obstacles where the lead would be an imposition or require the handler
To dismount or
to dismount. But at that, everything is done at a walk. But that is the beginner level, the L1.
Mhm.
The L2, the obstacles are a little more challenging because it's an off lead, but
Mhm.
you are still in a walk through that one off lead. L3, you will be in a walk trot. Obstacles again are a little bit more challenging. And then L4, you may be asked any gait,
Mhm.
walk, trot, or canter.
Cool.
And that's considered the open division.
Awesome. I love it. And you can go in any level at any time or like
Any level at any time, you can, if you have showed and placed in one of the higher levels, you cannot drop down.
Mhm. Okay.
You can go up, like if you decide to show in the L1 level and show on lead, and you think that went really well, I'm going to show in the L2 and go off lead. You absolutely can. You can always go up,
Yep.
but if you show up
You can't
and,
go down.
and place well, you can't go down.
Yeah, that's pretty typical in most of the organizations that we trial in as well too. So that's really neat. I really like that a lot. So, any advice you'd give to somebody, or are there any resources you'd encourage people to check out?
In fact, I have put them on the Facebook page in the files section. There are training guides, things that you can, exercises you can practice with your dog. I tell everybody, any dog can do this. I don't care if it's a Chihuahua, anything, because they're showing in Europe, there's Skipper Keys, there's Jack Russells, there are little dogs showing in this. So anything can show as long
Hmm.
as the dog learns sit down, stay, heel, come. That's
Right,
it.
right.
And
Obedience, off lead, obedience. I mean, yeah, it's all
exactly,
doable. It's doable with any breed of dog.
exactly.
Yeah, for
One of
sure.
our new, because we didn't have judges.
Mm,
So we've had to reinvent the wheel here.
yeah.
So one of our judges coming up, Dana Ingalls, of course, she developed the judges cards and she's our lead judge. And we're going to have a judges clinic
Oh, good
after the
idea.
Buckle series so that we can get all these people up to speed so that all of our judges understand the criteria.
Hmm.
And we have people in South Carolina that want to be judges for a show there. And heck yeah, let's go. But
Yes.
Nancy Hawley is going to be one of our judges. And Nancy judges rally in obedience, and she runs Aussies.
Yeah, she does. I know her.
So Nancy is going to come on board, and we're going to train Nancy to be one of our judges. Jackie Stevenson is with Lone Star Canine Performance Dogs, that club in, oh God, Alvarado, I guess. Anyway, I belong to that club too, and I've asked Jackie to come on board. But, we're trying to pull people in that are really good and knowledgeable with dogs and really good and knowledgeable with horses. And I'm sure we'll expand that quite a bit.
Yeah, I know that's a huge issue with some organizations is judges and lack of judges. So it's good that you're bringing in a bunch of people right up front because that can always end up raising your expenses and causing a lot of problems growing.
We want them trained. We see a lot of these judges, especially when I started showing last year in just scent work. A lot of the judges are differing. It's like a difference in how they were trained. So we want everybody to be on the same page.
Well, it's a really good idea. And it's a good idea to start that out right away because I know an organization that I'm part of, it's a big problem. There's a lot of inconsistency in judging, and it's anything you come with a judged event where it's an opinion rather than, lots of rules and lots of like guidelines, then you get into trouble that way. So I am super excited that you're doing this to get your judges trained the way you want them from the beginning, because going back and train judges that have been
Afterwards,
doing whatever they want to do, it's the Wild West, it's impossible to rein them in. So
I think we all, in the Mustang competitions, especially the Mustang makeover competitions, we see so many of the AQHA judges used. And it's hard for an AQHA judge to watch and accurately judge a Mustang that's been trained for 100 days. They've never seen an animal compete that hasn't spent months in training with a trainer.
For years, yeah.
Yeah. So we're asking them to, we're amazed that the horse can do a flying lead change after 100 days. And they're like, yeah, but that wasn't perfect. Yes. And we were like, God, it wasn't supposed to be. But yeah.
I did notice that. I've been at a couple of the Mustang shows here in Fort Worth, and I did notice, I was like, wait, it seemed a little bit, the judging seemed a little bit harsh and inconsistent as far as some of that goes, because they're judging different things, right? And it is amazing that this horse is 100 days, 120 days, and it's like doing all of these things. It's really quite amazing. So
yeah,
I love the Mustang. This is my dream to have one soon. So,
well, the three of us that started this, we all own one. And in fact, I think the end of September at the Branded Bonanza Mustang competition in Tyler, we're going to have a booth there.
There's one in Tyler, Texas?
Yes. They're
going to get that information.
Yeah, it's called the Branded Bonanza. They have a Facebook page. And Stacy, who is also one of the founders, she's competing with her Mustang that she's had. She picked her up in Idaho. So we're really excited to do our booth for Horse and Dog Trail and get to watch Stacy compete at the same time.
That'll be awesome. It's so exciting. Okay, so there are some clinics coming up too. So y'all need to check the Facebook group because there are clinics coming up. I know I'm going to one in New Caney, Texas in October, which I'm really excited about. And you guys are willing to travel if somebody's really interested or has a group together. You guys are willing to travel and do clinics, I understand.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, we'd love to. If you can get 4 people together, we'll come.
Oh, wow, that's great. You guys need to really take advantage of that. This is amazing. So I'm really excited about doing this. And there's a lot of things you can do if you don't have access to your horse all the time. Like if you have a boarded horse or you're just like leasing or you're, just training, or maybe the horse thing isn't consistent, you still need to do a lot of groundwork with the dog. You need to get those dogs learning their downs, their stays. You need to get them to understand a command for jumping and tunnels and A-frames and things like that. Get them used to the rules as far as that goes. So there is a lot of, even if you do have a horse, there's a lot of on the foot dog work that needs to be done separate from the horse, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And actually at this last clinic, we had a lady that was not having much luck with her dog, and her friend loaned her his dog, and she went through with his dog. So we have families that have one horse and one dog.
Mm-hmm.
So they're competing with dad's going to ride and then the daughter's going to ride. And they're two separate teams because if you change one member
Mm-hmm.
of a team, it's a whole different dynamic. That dog's going
Mm-hmm.
to respond. A horse is going to respond different to each one. So it can be a family event. You got one horse, one dog. Here, let's go.
Yeah, and I think I mean, it's just a really great way to get involved in something at the ground level and be part of a big and growing community. So I'm really excited about it. So let me ask you a question. I'm just kind of rambling all over the place. I apologize for that. But so when the dogs are healing next to the horse, because I noticed in the judging cards, there's like safety zone. Where are they required to be on the heel position,
No closer than 1 meter.
which is about 3 feet?
So, right. So they're supposed to be
Whew.
in that zone, 1 meter
Okay.
away from you. And they cannot go past the shoulder in the front or past the flank in the back.
Okay.
So they need to travel in that area between shoulder of the horse and hind end of the horse.
So, are you allowed to use like hand signals? Like, say you're
Oh,
healing,
yeah.
and like I've been using
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of my finger as a stick, almost a point. Like, I want you to be at this finger right here. Are you allowed to do all that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can use hand signals. You can talk to the dog. I will tell you that we were talking about repeated commands.
Hmm.
How is that going to affect judging? And Dana Ingalls said, well, if I have two dogs competing and you put your dog in a stay and the dog stayed there, but that person had to repeat the command and make sure that dog stayed down. That person, if they're equal on everything else, the person that had to give the repeated command is going to place below a single
Hmm.
command dog. So if you're going to use voice commands, make sure it works,
So
that
what?
you don't have to keep
Hmm.
repeating.
Yes, for sure. It's not a good idea to train your dogs to multiple commands anyway. They need to learn the first time is what you mean, and that's what they need to do in general. That's a general rule, which we all have trouble with sometimes. So what about treats and stuff like that?
Treats are completely, yes, they're acceptable.
Okay, so does
And
that go the same way? Like if you have to treat one dog but not the other, does that make a
right,
difference in? Okay.
right. Yeah. And I think that would generally fall into the eye appeal
Yeah.
category on your judging. The judge is going to take note of if you have to treat that dog at every obstacle or the
Hmm.
dog just, yeah. And I noticed, some dogs are not treat oriented. Some
No.
dogs are toy oriented. And Jamie, her Malinois, she runs her whole pattern and she uses a ball at the end. At the end, after she's off and has released her dog and is walking away with her horse, she'll give that dog his ball.
Hmm.
Whatever it takes.
Right. And I think you also said you can treat the horses too, correct?
You can. And my Mustang decided after I was feeding the dog in training, he turned around and said, I would like one, please. So I do carry it, but I'm not a huge horse treater
Hmm.
myself, but
I
some
feel
people
like
might
that
be.
would mess up your flow a little bit from obstacle to obstacle if you're treating between
It,
obstacles.
I don't want him mugging for treats.
No.
I don't
Mm-mm.
I don't want him asking. I
Mm-mm.
don't want the dog asking. So if he gets a treat, great. My dogs can catch them. Sherry's border collie can catch that treat and she just tosses the treat to
Yeah.
her dog.
Right.
Yeah. My Malinois, it'll hit her right between the eyes. She sucks at that.
That's very un-Malinois like of her. You should let her know that.
Yeah. I think that's the German Shepherd in her. I
Okay.
think she's half and half.
Uh, maybe,
So,
maybe. Yeah,
yeah.
mine has trouble. Well, and you don't, even if your dog does like regularly catch, it still will, if you're not careful, like a border collie, you can just sort of visualize in your eye. If you catch and they throw a treat and then they swing their rear out because they're catching it or they're turning on the treat, you have to be with whichever breed it is, doesn't matter. The treat can actually mess up your flow too. So,
Sure. Yeah,
um,
because then if the dog doesn't get it and it lands on the ground, then you waste the time of the dog looking for it
uh-huh.
because it's there. So in training, it's a great idea.
Oh yeah.
Maybe once you get to the compete level. Now, I'm not talking about level one because we consider level one dogs beginners. And I
Hmm.
don't want anybody afraid to come compete in that.
Right.
doesn't matter how polished you are. Level one is where you start, and we all know that.
Hmm.
You know, I'm going to be there. I mean, that's where we are, level one.
Hmm.
But once you get to the higher levels, you'll drop the treats off.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not that long of a pattern that the dog can't stay with you. It's
Oh, God, no.
I would say it's about the same time or similar time as an obedience pattern, really. So, and it's a lot
Exactly.
more
It's
fun.
considered a 4 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. My dogs love like running around by the horse. They love it. It's way more exciting for them, and they like it way better than a regular healing pattern on the ground. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what it is about it, but they're like, this is so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And well, the people that do agility with their dogs, they love this because it's a way to incorporate that high energy agility dog into something they can do while they're riding on horseback.
Yeah, and it's a little bit lower level than a lot of energy wise than a lot of those agility
Exactly.
courses, and those dogs need
Yeah.
that ability to ramp down a little bit. So
Yeah.
I've seen some of the videos, and in Germany, there are some pretty big competitors in Germany as well with this. I came across some German videos the other day on YouTube, and it's there are some seriously well-trained dogs and well-trained horses, so it was really cool to watch. Very
I
cool.
am applying for my passport right now.
Oh.
And because Jamie has invited the three of us to come over in April and go to their nationals.
Mm.
And we definitely want to take advantage and go do that.
So their nationals, is it just Netherlands, or do they do the whole European group do it?
No, they're doing theirs. They're in the Netherlands,
Okay.
April the 4th and 5th or 5th and 6th, something like
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, we want to see somebody else put on a show and see what we can add to ours.
Well, yeah, get some ideas from people that have been doing it for a while because they'll have experience on don't do this and definitely do that, so.
Right. I think the funny thing was that when I first showed Jamie a video of the course, she said, "Oh, we don't include a tunnel in the Netherlands because that's considered an agility obstacle." And 3 weeks later, lo and behold, Jamie has a video of training and showing how to train the tunnel. And I was like, hey, we might have made a change.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Well, I think that, 4 obstacles for a dog is pretty
Oh, yeah,
cheap.
that's easy.
It's not hard at all.
Yeah,
That's
easy.
easy, and they're used to doing way more than that. So that's sort of like, well, how many horse obstacles are there?
Well, everything is considered a horse obstacle because you're controlling another body next to you while you're going. But as far as gait, the healing patterns would just be like a reining pattern. Your bridge, your backing L, the serpentine, and figure eight, mailbox. You can have 8, 9 obstacles easily for your horse. And then 2 that are considered horse, but they're really dog because you've got the A-frame to send the dog over, the tunnel to send the dog through, or a jump.
Yeah.
So maximum you're going to see are 10.
Okay, cool. Are there going to be like side passing? Is that one of the obstacles?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Cool. Pretty much anything
Yeah.
you do in a trail course can be an obstacle for the
Exactly.
horse. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, it's exciting. And it's fun learning this. I'm a new rider. I've only been riding for a little over a year now. So I am a new rider, and it's quite challenging for those of you that have dogs and have access to horses or want to do this with your dog and your horse. It is very cool, and it's challenging because, I'm trying to focus on staying alive on my horse, and then, staying on top of the horse and not under it, and then trying to control my dog at the same time. And so it's a lot of stuff going on, and it's actually, I love learning new things, and I love that kind of challenge. So it's really fun.
Yeah, everybody loves it, and you think, I can totally do that. And then you get on and you're like, geez, there's 3 brains at work here. It's mine and my horse and that dog, and you got to get everybody in sync.
Yes. So you're dealing with 2 predators and a prey animal. Basically, the human is a predator, the dog's a predator, and the horse is a prey animal. And they all, they have some similarities, but they also have some differences in how their brains work and how they respond to different things. So
Exactly.
It's super interesting. Very, very interesting. So,
yeah. And if one dog works really well with one horse, and they might not work well with the next. I've got 2 really nice horses, one dog that I'm using, and one horse, she's a little bit tentative with him that he might step on her. The other one, she loves it. But he has a whole different demeanor. So, you might have to shuffle things around and see what works
Mm-hmm.
and how to get them comfortable.
Yes, for sure. Yes. And I've already seen questions up there, people asking about how to train their dogs who are trying to herd the horses and all that. And you have to get control of those dogs because they are the predator. And so they're the ones that you have to really, I think, when there's conflict, you really need to start there in a way because they're the little bit higher on the food chain. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I
Yeah.
really appreciate you being on here. Is there anything else you want to kind of say? Or
Oh,
you have a website
yeah.
too, right?
Make sure and include our website
Mm-hmm.
in your comments.
Yes, for sure. I will include the website. We'll include the Facebook group, and we'll be excited to watch you. And maybe in a little ways down the road, we can meet up again and see how it's going.
Absolutely. We'd love to.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hey, and that's the show today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed it and got to learn something about this amazing breed, the Australian Shepherd. Join us on Facebook. We have a private group called the Instinctive Australian Shepherd. Join the group and join the conversation there. You can also find us online at theinstinctiveaussie.com. That's where you'll find all the show notes, the links to anything we talked about this show, and all of our past episodes. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever else you find your favorite podcasts, and that way you'll be the first ones to know as soon as an episode is uploaded. All right, everyone, I'll see you down the road.